What's going on, people? Got EOS on the run. Retracing now. A nice breakout. Coming across the 34 on the weekly. Thing is, with the 13, 14, 15%, whatever it was on the way up, it's only getting started across the 34. Nice pop, you can tell, across the daily previous high break. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's holding its own on the 60-minute chart. Has a nice hammer across the 8. Looks like it's going to come back into resistance here. So I've been retracing. Hopefully it can hold here. Hold the 8, otherwise it's going to dip back in. I'm watching the accumulation distribution here if it falls over. So it's having some trouble here on the top. It hit about what's top there at 39.30. See if it can't make another move to the top here. You can see a nice move across the 34. It made a nice U-turn across the 34 for support. Previous high break. Easy deasy. Still need to break that neckline though. As you can tell, that neckline associates with the 13 on the weekly. So what's the usual? Over the 8, into the 8, into the 13, back into the 8 for support, and then to pop, pop, pop into the 34. Got about 4 minutes for the open. Let's see, what else ran? Some of the ones I want to watch are the top 20 and the market caps. Cardano. You can see the 34 has not been broken yet. It's got a nice reverse head and shoulders. Let's see here. EOS, ETH. Let's take a look at ETH today. Looks like it recovered a little bit after the run the other day. See if it reached the bottom. Looks like I got internet snag. ETH has still got a tweezer top moving. It's still got to come down into the support. It can go sideways and let the average come and meet it. See how that works out. But you can see on watch because it's not broken the 34 yet. Let's see. EOS, ETH, ADA. Let's see. Watch on watch is, let's see. Looking at the top 20 market cap of the crypto markets. NEO. You can see NEO on the weekly. Hasn't crossed over yet. Watch that one. XML. Excuse me. XLM. That one looks pretty good on the intraday. Breaking previous highs on the close. No, I mean, no, not XLM is not on the list. XMR, I think I meant. XMR, little Monero coming across at the weekly. It's on watch. Waiting for that new candle to come through. IOTA. You can see IOTA making a move into resistance, came back down in, Now watch the move back through. So I got my alarm set here. See if I can't do something. I was trying to trade this today and it didn't want to break through, so I held off a bit. ETC. Watch for the break. Coming across the 13 and 8. There's a nice little daily, very tight in here, so watch for that ETC. Looks like daily came into resistance on the close. Got a new candle coming in. XEM. This is on the daily chart watch. It's gone over into the 34, back into support, so this one's on watch for a return as it comes through off the bottom. And Dash, let's look at the ZEC first. You can see the ZEC coming across the daily. So another one. It needs a lot of help on this weekly, so once it crosses over the daily, it should gather its support on the long term here. So that's something to watch. And then Dash. These are just the top 20 I picked that are having some good times across the bottoms here. Something to think about. Watch these U's to come back into resistance and then back into support and then a quick move across the resistance again. So if it wants to break, watch the break, come back into support and then watch it move forward. Looks like intraday on Dash is having a little trouble there. Now we got a new candle, got EOS moving already. Nice. Making new highs already on EOS. Very, very nice. I traded this all day today. You can see how the 5-hour chart, I mean, it's way far away from its averages. So look for a top somewhere. But it should get going. I mean, it's just barely coming across at 34. Oh, what's another one? LTC as well. I didn't put that in my list, but that already ran. So there was a few that already ran. But watch for LTC to come back into support and make a move again. Hey, what's up, Josh? What's going on? What you got cooking there, Josh? See if we can't find something on the open here. EOS is doing good. IOST just popped and it missed. IOST, look at that, coming across the 34. Nice job. It's hard to say how far it'll run, but previous lows is always the See the previous lows over here. Just follow the previous lows all the way up. Usually it runs past the first previous lows. I got previous lows at 100, 110. Then increments of 10 after that. 120. It just depends. You got to get past the previous lows as you go up. So you can see it going through the first previous lows. And so the range is just under 100. Then it's 110, 120. All the way up to the major previous lows, about 150. I don't expect it to go that high, but crazier things have happened in the crypto market. Nice move on Bitcoin on the open. Coming into resistance. Watch that line make a double top there. IOST looks nice. That's your targets, previous lows, whatever they are, previous lows. So, for instance, IOST. I'm looking at 350 previous lows. $350 to 4, just for example. Those are weekly charts, so it could go up to 250, come back into support, and then move to 400. So, I mean, you can look at short term, long term, whatever you got going on. I got previous lows on the daily at 265, 260. There she blows, coming across previous highs on IOST. EOS, let's look at EOS on the daily chart. So you got daily chart, I got, let's call it 100. Daily chart 110, 120, 150. You see those previous lows now? You're welcome, man. But selling is always the trick. Always find the buy, but selling it's the hard part. If you want to swing trade it, I mean, if you want to invest, swing trade, or I would stay away from day trading. When you buy something, plan on holding it for more than a day. Swing trade could be up to 3 months to 6 months because you're using the weekly charts. So if it was me on EOS, I would just, it's just breaking weekly chart, I would hold it for 6 months. I mean, unless something bad happens. Got to follow Bitcoin too. That's always something to look at every time you make a trade. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Where's the trend on Bitcoin? A lot of times when a Bitcoin goes up and does a bullish retrace, all these cryptos just kind of pops. So I'm kind of waiting for that too. Retrace on Bitcoin, see if all this other stuff will pop. At least that's what I remember last bull market. OST. Let's look at that. Looks like OST already made a run. It's coming back in. A lot of these are going to be retracing. The IOST is probably the big pick today. Right off the bat, 49% of the average volume. BCH, SV, that's coming off the bottom too, but I'm not familiar with this. It needs some help across the daily. It's barely coming across the 813 on the daily. 5-hour chart's got a reverse head and shoulders. So it's something to look at for a bottom, but it's hitting a wall right now. Strat. Just waiting for that to return. This one ran a few weeks ago. Remember that? Strat, another one. Watch Strat for a previous high break on that weekly chart, man. Strat. Ran pretty good last time. Wants to pop, come down and get you. What do we got? Break line here. See, above 24, use that as your support. Above 25, you got a blue sky on the 5-hour. There's 150, and I'm pretty sure the 150 in this list. So at any moment, something can just, like yesterday, BTG, out of nowhere. Looking for a blow off on EOS. Hopefully to 110 at least on this first run. Closer to 100 to 110. 100 to 105, excuse me. Hopefully a little blow off, let it come back in, like take a breather. Yeah, I do actually. It's coming into a double top right now. I don't know, it could Bitcoin the same thing I just talked about, the blow off phase. Could just get a spike high. So one thing I'm watching too, one of these small coins is TNT. I don't see it in the list yet, but it's got some nice chart pattern. Let's see if we can find TNT. Oh my god, losing it. TNT off this bottom. I should change this to like a 15-minute chart. TNT ran one time over the 34, and now it's make that nice little U-turn on the weekly. Boom time. Could be a big old boom, TNT style. It's the reason why they call it TNT, you know. So yeah, Bitcoin, we'll see what happens when it reaches this top again. If it blows through, I'm thinking a blow off phase where everything just pumps. Or it could just double top right here and then fall over into, I'm guessing, previous highs. And it could ride that range all the way to 37. Make sure we hold 37 on the way down. Otherwise, the whole move didn't make any sense. TNT, what you got? So I'm watching TNT on my other screen because it's really tight in there. Once things start going, it starts going. We'll see what happens. OST is retracing a little bit. Strat, that's a good one to watch. APPC, what's going on here? It's got a good 15-minute chart, maybe a return now. Look at APPC, the breakout on the weekly chart, and then the comeback in, and then you see on the intraday it's returning. So maybe that was the all it needed. 5-hour chart needs some help, but that 15-minute chart may be good support there. RCN, hot. EOS is kicking it. Let's see what's going on. 93. So I got 97 to 105. Let's see where the blow off is. That was a good kick. EOS is a good one to hold for a long time, I think. It's going to be up there with Ethereum. It should blow past Ethereum, actually. What we got? What's RCN? Let's see what's going on. RCN's pretty tight at the weekly. That returned already on the 5-hour chart. It's got some work to do. 15-minute chart looks okay, but here's ETC. I mentioned that at the beginning. Watch these big market caps. LTC ran, ETH ran, EOS ran. The top 20 are running, and they're all tight. Look how tight that is. High or low. Coming across. Watch these bad boys. I got a reverse head and shoulders on the daily. 5-hour chart. I got a breakout at 115. Okay, PPC looks good for a return, maybe. XVG. I think I mentioned Neo earlier. Let's see what's going on Neo on the open. Minute chart looks healthy. Yeah, everyone's got that fear. What are you talking about? Yeah, well, you got to leave money out of the equation. That's where the fear comes in. So, read up on trading psychology. Looks like Bitcoin wants to make a run for it. It's coming across. There's a lot of good writers on trading psychology. It's because of your money, your fear of losing it. It's like when you're got a whole bunch of money and you don't care to lose it. Those are the times you win. But when you're fearful of losing it, you always lose it. So that's why they always tell you to trade what you can lose. Don't trade what you can't lose. Suck yourself out. XRP. What's going on with you, bad boy? Where'd you go? Got some volatility on the 5-hour chart for XRP. XRP already moved across the day, the weekly, came back in, tried to break out. Now it's trying to turn. Comes Bitcoin across. How far are you gonna go, Bitcoin? Let's see a good push so we can all go home rich. LSK, ETC still running it. I didn't see LSK on the top 20. I'm wondering why. I thought LSK was a bigger coin than that. Oh, I got some movement on my TNT. Made a new high today. Bitcoin moving across the previous highs. Good job, Bitcoin. Let's look at the long term on Bitcoin. IOST, big winner. ETC is gaining steam. GNT, that was one. GNT's on watch too. Look at that long J curve on GNT. That's a nice. I would suggest that consolidation is done on GNT. It's got the pop. Remember the first pop? Let it come back in. Alright, let's look at Bitcoin for the long-term chart here. See if we get a blow off. Where's this going to hit? I got the next previous low. At 48. It's a long way to go for a blow off. I don't know, the 5-hour chart, I mean, it's way far away from its averages at 3,700. Who knows? Seen some weird shit in crypto, so. I don't know, as per usual on these bottoms though, it goes over the 8, into the 8, into the 13, back into the 8 for support, and then pop. Oh lordy. Here goes my TNT. Looking for a spike in volume. Which reminds me, I gotta put my stop in. Previous lows at 43.5. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna blow through that. Weekly pop. I'll hold off. Bitcoin's not coming through. What are you doing, Bitcoin? Let's go. IOST is still the big winner. Coming across that 34 on the weekly. I don't know, Bitcoin would be nice to come back into support before it makes another move. But it's holding support, but it's caught between support and resistance. You can see it there on the 60-minute chart. Use the momentum indicator 8 on the way up. Stay above the 8 at all costs. Stuck between the 8 and previous highs. It's got to make a move. It's got to make a move in time, or its momentum will die out and it'll have to fall over. IOST looking at 26. Does it have the juice? GNT, nice moves. Came all the way down to that look at that J curve. These are Heiken Ashi candles here, so they look weird, but you can see the consolidation a little bit easier as the candle turned green. Boom. Nice bottom pick if you picked it up. Dant, I'm not so sure about Dant. LTC looks like weekly's going sideways. That's nice. Doesn't always have to come in. LTC might make another move forward. It's good to see. I got a reverse head and shoulders up here. High level consolidation, reverse head and shoulders. Make your move, TNT. You can do it. I mentioned that one. XMR, I mentioned that one too. Coming off a bottom. APPC, I can't remember what I said. Oh yeah, it came back into support, and the 15-minute chart looks like it's picking up. It's gathering support on the intraday chart. So watch that for a return on the weekly chart. Strat off the beginning, where'd it go? Strat all the way back into support. Strat's looking good on that weekly. Look how tight that is. Boom, good time to buy it right down here at the support line. Had a pop on the open. Come back into support. That's where you buy. Strat's got a nice chart. Look how tight that is. It's going to move swiftly right outside there. Come on, Bitcoin, make a blow-off phase. Kick it into high gear. TNT, baby, it's up in the 2% range. Trading the pennies. See how tight it is in there, TNT? I got breakout levels at 5-hour chart. Got a double top to take out at 4:30. Oh, you POS. Get out of here. There you go. It's going to be dynamite. Which we got? I only got 1% of the average volume, so there's nothing going on yet. It's funny shit. EOS making a new high. Dent's making high, but I don't understand where Dent's at. It's in the gutter down here. BCH ABC. That was one that ran the other day. Looks like it's making the return route. Not a lot of data on the BCH ABC on the weekly chart, but you can see the reverse head and shoulders breakout on the daily. Pretty nicely done. Looks like AE from the bottom. Watch the previous high breaks. They had a little pop here. Boom. Where you want to go, AE? Watch for the previous high and then come back in. It's going to hit a brick wall here. Damn. Don't hold back, TNT. Go, go, go. Got some volume skirting down here. ETH. Yeah, watch that ETH across the weekly. TNT making a new high. Bitcoin making a new high. Nice. EOS. Keep it running, baby. XRP coming out to play here. ETH, LTC, NEO. These are all top 20 runners. ETC. I'm not sure AE's in that top 20, but could be close after a run. I like this Cardano. I couldn't get it to break out today, so I kind of gave up. Got my alarm all screwed up here, I'm not sure why. Cardano looks really good, top 20. I'm gonna give Cardano the biggest move coming on the top 20 charts. Reverse head and shoulders on the weekly. The only thing wrong with Cardano is it's got like, let's pull it up. Where are you at? Cardano. Top 20, it's got 20, let's call it 26 billion shares, coins allotted. So, I mean, compared to EOS, which has got, you know, nearly 1 billion. So I'm going to give Cardano at 5 cents, one of the biggest moves in this next, that's my prediction. It's going to have one of the biggest moves. Like Storage went up 210, I think it'll break that. Nicely done, Bitcoin. What are you doing? Where are you going to go now? AE, IOST still hanging 10. EOS making new highs. Coming back in a little bit. GNT had a nice bottom. NEO, watch NEO. SNM, I saw that run today. So it looks like I've got a return here. Coming off a bottom. I got this little penny here. TNT. Looking for boom time. Light that fire. Resistance starting at 97 on the daily chart, previous lows. See if we can't crack the bank. Running into 110, 120. I think 110 is a good safe bet, but we got a wall to go through at 97, 98. Call it 100. I'm not looking at fundamentals there, Vincent. I'm looking at charts. It's coming at the end of the price pattern. Just like EOS just ran, just like Bitcoin ran, just like Ethereum ran, just like anything else. They're still in the top 20 market cap, so I don't know anything about fundamentals, so I'm sorry about that. No, I don't. Well, let's look at the chart. I don't know anything about fundamentals, so I don't have enough time to look at white papers. That's like back in the day reading prospectus. I mean, it's just a bunch of hooey. Some salesman marketing team trying to sell you on something. I'm looking at the chart. I got a left shoulder, I got a head, I got a right shoulder coming through. As soon as it breaks out, I mean, it's going to make a big move. It's at 5 cents, it's at top 20, people are looking at it. It's coming across a break neckline on the 5-hour chart now. That's where I wanted to break out today. I wouldn't do it. But the chart looks good, that's all I'm saying. I don't even know what Cardano does. I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. The only one I have an inkling about is EOS. And I know just enough to know that I want to buy it. I mean, IOST, you can see the breakout today. Coming across the reverse head and shoulders right across the weekly. So same difference on Cardano and half a dozen other ones. No, actually, let's call it 24 other ones. They're all doing the same pattern as Bitcoin's breaking out, coming off a bottom. All these cryptos are coming into a bottom as well. And they're all breaking out together. It's like one big, it's just a big fest. That's why I started doing videos again. Because I always look at those weekly charts. Yeah. Yeah, EOS is going to be huge. I mean, what is it at? $4? You gotta be kidding me. What's up, Shirley? Sorry, I need to change the settings on my thing because I can't see anybody. I gotta squint. I accidentally changed it to the small print and I can't see nothing. Well, it's not your fault. So I'm glad everyone's showing up finally. I mean, I've been doing videos since I started, I think, let's call it the beginning of January. Every day looking at the charts, watching them inching closer and closer to the price pinch. And the price pinch to me is coming into the end of the patterns. And the reason why I did the videos is it's coming into the long-term price pinch. And I knew Bitcoin was coming into a bottom. I missed the first bottom. It came into the second bottom. And then we made a turn. Now we're looking good. So anyways, I got this little TNT. I gotta take another look. My little penny stock. I want this thing to break out. See how tight that is into the price pinch? Any sort of volume on this little thing, it's going to shoot right out of there. And another important aspect of coming across the 34 between the 8.13 and the 34 price pinch is that's what I call a price trend change, long-term trend change. So it's the beginning of a new trend. That's my whole aspect of trading right there. Find those trend changes. But EOS has been a wonderful trader all day. And right when the market opened, took another leg up. Something with these new daily candles every single day. One thing about EOS is the 5-hour chart here. The daily chart, you can see that on the daily chart too. How far away it is from its averages. So that's one thing to realize, that sooner or later it's going to have to come back in and meet its averages. Find the trend. So I got damn you TNT. I got resistance at 100 all the way to 110. And then ultimately, I'd love to see it at 120, 125 on the first push. But could happen at any time. It could blow through there. Who knows? I mean, these things are so oversold. Yeah, and like you said, all the new money coming in. Once everyone finds out there's a new market, a bunch of money's going to come in. See, Bitcoin needs a lot of help on the weekly. It's barely coming off the bottom. So, is it definite that we're making a definite bottom here? Well, we got a good shot at it, but what I'm looking for is getting across into previous lows to confirm. So we need to get back above 6,000 on Bitcoin. So, a long way to go for all those big boys to come in. Pretty good open. I'm probably going to cut it short because everything's coming to a head here. It's only the first 15 minutes to a half an hour every day that you should watch the opening charts, see how everything opens. Let's see if IOST ran its run. Damn. Still kicking it. IOST looks healthy. Don't know if it's going to turn around. Let's see. Let's make sure that Bitcoin holds support at 39.30. See the pop, come back in. It's got to hold support. If it doesn't hold support, it's going to fall back in, and then momentum's going to drop. So let's watch for that. IOST looks great. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the top 20 price pinches, top 20 cryptos in the market cap that are all coming into a price pinch. But there's dozens of them, so it's kind of, there's a bunch. Kind of hard to take care of all of them. But Cardano was one of them. ETC was another. Had a good open as well. XMR. These are all LTC. I'm not sure if that's even gonna have to come back into support on the weekly. It looks like it wants to take another ride. So that'll be good to watch. Good sentiment. EOS, of course. But those are just the top 20s. IOTA as well. IOTA's got a nice price pinch. Neo, where'd Neo go? Neo coming into a price pinch as well. IOTA even open up? Thought it did. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Here it is. No, it didn't open up. IOTA, another one, coming into a price pinch. I think that's it. But that's it for me. I gotta upload these to other channels. It takes me all night. But I appreciate you guys coming in. Vincent, Shirley, and Josh. Some others came in, but they escaped without saying hi, so. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'll be here. It's 5 o'clock Arizona time every evening when the new candle comes out. So, I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.